Alrighty. So, hello everyone. We want to welcome you all back to the Fireweed Inn and Tavern. We are going to wait for LightningHikaru to come back. So I'm your host, Soren. We have a guest co-host today. LightningHikaru will be joining us for the halftime crew today. This is our show within a show, and we appreciate you all joining us. We will be starting in just a moment. How are you guys liking part 1 so far of our 14th episode? Pretty awesome, right? I mean, snowballs, snowballs, and more snowballs. Alright. Hikaru! Hello! Thank you so much for joining me today. So, today we'll be trying something new, but before we do, we'd like to give a shout out to some talented artists. So, as you may have already noticed, we have some beautiful artwork hanging in our tavern, courtesy of Puckwudgie and Soft Brambles. You will also notice the many legendary memes created by our amazing viewers like Aiko, Mr. Mini Mopsy, and several others. And we are so happy to feature them in our tavern every Wednesday. Oh, I think you're muted, LightningHikaru.
I'm sorry about that.
You're
If you are an artist and you create fan art of our characters, we would love to see it. If you visit our gaming-related Discord, you may post your artwork in the community art channel.
Absolutely. And for those not using Discord, you can share your artwork by tagging us on Twitter and TikTok. For formatting purposes, landscape orientation is preferred, but it is not required. And if you do share your fabulous art, it may be featured in a future episode of Gaming Related hanging up in our tavern here.
Now onto our new segment.
Yes, very exciting. So in the past, we've been answering some D&D related questions with our expert knowledge, of course. But today we're going to be starting a new series. So for our halftime show in the coming weeks, I will be interviewing a lovely member of our cast and crew. And before we get started, a quick reminder to those hanging out with us for the halftime show, you are more than welcome to send in questions for our guests to answer using your channel points. But please be respectful and keep in mind that your question may be refunded if it goes against our community guidelines or if the guest does not feel comfortable answering your question. Today, I have with me the amazing LightningHikaru. Welcome to the halftime show. How do you feel?
Tired, but I'm
Tired?
always tired.
I feel that. I feel that. I hope you're up for some questions.
I am.
Yeah?
I got this. Yep.
Awesome.
I definitely
All right.
got this.
Let's jump right into some questions. Now, this first question is pretty basic, but as a food lover, I've got to know, what is your favorite food at the moment? It doesn't have to be of all time, but right now, what's your go-to? Tacos?
I love tacos.
Oh man, amazing. That is just so nice to, put together. You just have your meats, your cheeses. What do you put on your tacos?
I'm usually pretty basic when it comes to that. Sour cream, lettuce, cheese. I usually add some Cholula.
Ooh.
I like my spice.
You get a little spicy.
Yes.
Amazing. I mean, I love tacos. Like, who doesn't love tacos? Come on.
Yeah.
Another question I did have for you. What is a movie from your childhood that you enjoy?
Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Amazing. Oh my gosh. I haven't watched that in a really long time, and I feel like I need to have, an Indiana Jones marathon night,
Especially since the new one came out. I haven't seen it yet, but I definitely want to.
You haven't seen it yet?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
haven't had the time.
Ugh. Oh, I feel that. Hopefully we can, maybe we could have a stream movie night or something like that.
Ooh,
I don't know. I'll have to talk to everybody about that. That'd be so much fun. Let's see. Ooh, getting into some D&D related questions. What is your favorite D&D class and race to play?
I wouldn't say I have a race, like a favorite race that I like to play.
Mm-hmm.
I've played elves, humans, half elves, half orc. I've played them all, but the class that I usually play is cleric. I would have to say
Cleric.
my favorite is the Tempest domain.
Yep. Ugh. Tell me more about that. I have limited D&D knowledge, so any information that I can get, I am like tapping it up like a sponge.
So Tempest domain cleric is pretty much storm cleric is another way of thinking about it. Is they're very one with the elements.
Gotcha.
Having to do with storms, so wind, rain, lightning, all of that stuff.
Ooh, that sounds like so much fun. So you just kind of like channel those elements into like your character and like the spells you use and stuff like that.
Yeah. It was always funny whenever, because the first time I played D&D was a cleric, obviously. And compared to how I played then to how I play a cleric now, it's like night and day, which is hilarious to me.
Yeah. It's just totally different.
Totally different. I went from being, because it's like, I'm the cleric, I'm the healer, to being like, I will destroy everything with the power of my god and or goddess.
You know what? As you should, As you should. Speaking of characters, near the beginning of this project, you mentioned that you do cosplay. So, of the cosplays that you've done so far, which one was your favorite?
Ooh, that's a hard one.
I know. It's a tough question.
I would probably say the one I'm most proud of is my costume that I made for season 2 of Ruby.
Oh.
I cosplayed as Yang from the alternate outfits of season 2.
Oh wow.
I'll have to look them up, and I can post them on the Discord at a later time. But yeah, I made that entire outfit, and it was so much. It was comfortable to wear, and it was fun to be in. And I was stopped almost every few feet for pictures.
Oh my goodness.
It was very entertaining.
Oh yes, that's one of the best feelings. Is like a costume that's comfy, but also like really recognizable, and a lot of people are happy and like interacting with you, and it just kind of makes for a really great day,
It does, 100%.
Oh, for sure. We did get a question come in from Aiko. If you didn't have to worry about money, where would you want to move to and live in the world?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I do like where I am right now, mainly just because no humidity. I hate humidity.
Right. I'm with you on that, girl. Oh my goodness.
But I haven't lived much else than where I'm at. But probably somewhere near the beach, near the ocean. I love the water. I love water. It's Tempest domain Claire. It's not just. It's literally my aesthetic in life. My wall is literally blue. I'm very much into the ocean. So.
Hey, that makes sense. A nice coastal place. That sounds really super relaxing.
Yeah, if I didn't have to worry about that, I would definitely have a beach house somewhere where it's nice and quiet and away from people.
Oh, for sure. Just like nice and secluded, so you don't have to deal with people all the time. You just hear the waves crashing. You get to watch the storms,
Yes.
Oh, amazing.
My aesthetic. Amazing.
Man, that is a good question, Aiko. Thank you.
I like that question.
Hey. Ooh. Okay. So, let's talk about Renaissance Fair. Right?
I'm going on Saturday.
Oh?
Yay.
Yeah.
Going with my sister and her fiance, and he's never been before, so.
Oh my goodness, taking a first timer. That is so much fun. What character or vibe do you usually go with when you go to the Ren Fair?
That'll depend on the group that I'm going with and what costumes I have ready or not packed away or yada yada yada. I will usually cosplay as one of my D&D characters.
Ooh, nice.
Depending on weather, I'm probably gonna go as my Triton fighter. who looks like a pirate. Or I will be going as my tiefling wizard named Seer, who is a divination wizard, and
Amazing.
I love her so much, and her chaotic energy. So depending on weather, because Colorado says I will be the shenanigans when it comes to the weather.
Yep.
The most of bipolar.
I feel that.
So, depending, we'll go from there. It is Pirates Weekend for the Renaissance Fair this weekend, so.
Pirate Weekend is so much fun. Every
Yeah.
time. All the shenanigans. Puckwudgie says, Divination Wizard, best wizard.
Best wizard. I even have a tarot deck that I specifically got and use for that character.
Oh my gosh.
It's a beautiful deck, and the color scheme is like her aesthetic and everything, and I love it so much. At some point, I am actually going to make a holster to hold the tarot deck in.
Okay, that is so cool. Are you gonna make it out of like, is it gonna be like fabric or like leather or?
It'll probably be either pleather, or if I can get my hands on cheaper leather, then I will make it out of leather, but if not, I'll do pleather. I've made garb out of pleather before. It's not difficult.
That is so cool. I cannot wait to see it. When you do make a holster, if you could please send me pictures. I do want to see it.
Yeah,
I love
definitely.
seeing like all of the things that people create. It just makes me so happy. Speaking of Renaissance Fair garb, do you have a favorite piece?
I would probably, a few years back from the anime convention that I used to go to all the time, called NonDesCon. It's the Denver Anime Convention. There was always a shop in the dealer's room that sold handmade leather thigh pouches. So it would go it goes on the waist, and then it kind of leans on this
gosh,
on the side, and I have two of them. I've got a blue one and I have a brown one. So one of them is my blue aesthetic, and the other is it can goes with anything, and they go with any costume. And it's easy so that if I don't want to carry a bag with me when I go to the Renaissance Fair, I don't have to, which makes it a lot easier, because going to so many cons for such a long period of time makes it difficult to carry all of that, not wanting to carry so much stuff when you're trying to have fun.
Oh yeah, it's always nice to have some kind of place to stash your stuff. Especially if it's like part of your costume, so that you're not having to carry around like a backpack or a bag or something like that. Ugh, that's so nice. Where did you, if you don't mind me asking, where did you find your little like thigh pouches from?
I can't remember the name of the company that makes them, but I got them at a con, so.
Gotcha. Because I'm always keeping my eye out for like little storage things or components I can use to like add to my costume, but also not have like a huge bag to carry around. So
a lot of cons and like Ren Fair, stuff like that, you'll usually find at least one reseller that has something of the sorts that's very similar to that.
Yeah, I'm going to keep my eye out, because I am determined to find more little nooks and crannies that I can store things in, because it is so helpful. Let's see. Ooh, your metal roses that you collect from Renaissance fairs, are they all the same color, or are they all different colors?
So all of them except for one are the same color. One of them is different because I had purchased that one specifically. It was from a seller who was helping to raise money After the Black Forest fire that took out a
Mhm.
lot of Black Forest, it was about 11 years ago.
Mhm.
Now, I believe. Um, I lived in Black Forest at the time, so I
Oh
was
man.
trying to help my neighbors and stuff. I actually had
Right.
friends who had lost houses and everything, so of course I wanted to help support any in any way I can, and saw that they were making that to raise money, and I'm like, one, I'm getting a cool metal rose out of it, and it's
Right.
blue. Again. And helping out my community, so did
Right.
a little
I
bit
mean,
of
hey,
both.
it's a win-win right there.
Yeah,
Did
I
that
think
did
they
that
still like they like alternate like different um like fundraisers that they do to raise money by selling the
Gotcha.
roses at the Renaissance Fair each year.
Mhm.
Um, Usually they make a certain amount, and once they run out, they run out.
Mhm. Man, that is so cool. So that first rose that you bought just kind of started that tradition of getting a rose at every Renaissance fair.
Yep.
That is so cool. I will keep an eye out for those roses because I definitely want to go to more Renaissance fairs outside of Alaska. So, because we have one, so, and it's fantastic. Don't get me wrong,
It
but
is.
I do want to experience more than one fair. You know?
Yeah, and I hear that the Alaska Renaissance Fair is very different than the Colorado Renaissance Fair.
Yes, it is. There's a lot of things that we aren't able to do because we don't have a lot of space, but we still do get thousands of people coming through every year. So,
Well, if you ever come to the Colorado one, just be forewarned, it's uphill
ooh,
forever. It doesn't
oh,
matter which direction you're going uphill. And if you're going downhill, be very careful because you will fall.
gotcha. That is good to know. I will keep that in mind for when I go. So we are about at time, so we're gonna start wrapping things up for our halftime show. So thank you all so much for hanging out with Hikaru and I in the Fireweed Inn and Tavern. We want to take a moment to recognize those who popped in chat so far today and the followers gained so far in our 14th episode of Gaming Related.
Please forgive us if we mispronounce your name. We will try our best to get them right. First up, we have Senior Monk 11,
Akweji,
Boop the Raccoon,
Vordoon 272, thank you for the sub.
Ariande,
Icotheus? Icotheus? Ico? I'm trying really hard, I'm so sorry.
Ashukuri Kusuri,
Dark Raven TTV.
and the cast and crew.
Yep, and
Toxin,
thank you,
thank you for the
Toxin.
song.
Yes, thank you, Toxin. And I did see Mr. Mini Mopsy pop in there. So, hello, Mr. Mini Mopsy. Thank you for tuning in as well.
Those of you returning, welcome back. And those of you new to Gaming Related, welcome. We are so happy to have you all here.
Absolutely. And before we direct your attention back to Monk and the Lead cast, don't forget to check out our social media platforms on TikTok, YouTube, Discord, and Twitter for clips, announcements, and other fun content. So thank you all so much again for joining LightningHikaru and I for our 14th intermission show. Thank you so much, Hikaru, for joining as co-host today. I really appreciate it. Thank you for allowing me to interview you.
Yes, I had fun.
Yes. We hope to see you all next Wednesday at the same time. Without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy the second half of Gaming Related.